All right, boys and girls, let's go ahead and review what we did in 6th grade math today. I want this video to be short and sweet, so I'm only going to do one problem because I think it summarizes exactly what we learned today. We are talking about multiplying decimals. My saying is we multiply, we swoop the pie, which is the exact opposite of what we do in adding and subtracting. I don't want you to line up your decimals and drop them down. That's adding and subtracting. Here's what I want you to do. First thing I want you to do is look at a problem. You need to know that multiplication is commutative. I can put whichever number I want on top. I'm going to use the number that has the most digits. I'm going to put the 0.016 or 16 thousandths on top and the 3/10 underneath. Now, of course, I'm not going to line them up because I don't need to line them up when we're multiplying. When we multiply, we swoop the pie. Step number one, pretend that the decimal is not even there. So I'm going to literally, in my mind, pretend that there is no decimal. I'm going to pretend like this is just normal multiplication from 3rd, from 4th grade. So what I know is I'm going to take this 3, and it wants to hang out with everybody on top. So all I'm going to do is multiply this 3 as if there was no decimal at all. So 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. 3 times this 0 is 0. 3 times this 0 is 0. Hey, cool, I just used up my 3. I don't need this carried 1 anymore. What I'm going to do is drop a magic 0 because I want to start using this 0. So drop a 0. Now, boys and girls, this should be easy. This 0 wants to hang out with everybody on top. 0 times 6 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. Cool. Now I'm going to add these numbers up. Of course, this is easy. Now, this part so far, because we ignored the decimal, we pretended like it wasn't even there, this is the only new part we learned today. We learned where the heck to put that decimal. And here's where you put it. We multiply, we swoop the pie. I'm going to look back at my original factors. I'm going to put a box around them. You can do it with the original problem. You can do it with your problem that you set up. You can do it with, the way the problem is given to you or the way that you put the factors. Doesn't matter. Here's what you need to do. Look for the decimal. Count how many numbers are behind it in the first factor. Remember, factors are what we're multiplying. So if I'm looking at the decimal, how many numbers are behind this decimal? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put a little 3 off to the side. Now I'm going to look at the second factor, which is that 0.3 or that 3/10. How many numbers are behind the decimal there? 1. Cool. All I need to do now is add these two numbers up. 3 plus 1 is 4. Multiply, swoop the pie 4 times. Why 4? Because that's how many places were behind the decimal in your original starting factors. So if I swoop it 4 times, starting from the back, 1, 2, 3, 4, the decimal goes here. My final answer is circled in red. Long story short, step 1. Doesn't matter how you put the problem, please do not line up the decimals unless it works perfectly, because I don't want you to remember to line up the decimals. That's only adding and subtracting. Step number 2, just multiply like normal, pretend that there's no decimal even there. Until you get your product or your answer, then just multiply, we swoop the pie based on the number of digits behind the decimal in your original 2 factors.